Hey, everyone. I'm about to go on Facebook Live, so let me just hit the record button. How's it going, Facebook? So today I want to talk about cleaning out the moldy stuff. What do I mean by that? So imagine you're moving into a new house, right? Maybe you just got a brand new building and you're moving in, and this is something that I love doing so much, painting the walls, right? But how many okay, so this is a good analogy, right? Imagine you're putting on new wallpaper or new paint over the build inside the walls in your building, but it doesn't matter how many times you paint over the moldy stuff inside the walls, the moldy stuff will always be there, right? So it's the same analogy that I want to share about our lives, right? People, we tend to grow up and we try to do all these things externally, try to cover up what's the ugly, icky stuff inside that's still we're holding on. So we do things like get degrees, we get good experiences, we learn new skill sets, we do all these things to patch to on top of these like moldy stuff that are not cleared out yet, right? So what are moldy stuff in life, right? So example of that would be negative belief systems, limiting ideas, or self-doubts, lack of self-love. All these things are a part of your foundation that needs to be cleared out first. Think of like emptying out the garbage, right? It does not matter how beautiful you make the garbage can or how beautiful you make the wallpapers. If the inside is ugly and icky and there's just so much dark stuff there that needs to be emptied out first. You need to do that inner work first before you pile on all these external skill sets, experiences. So this is something that I really came full on, have to deal with these past couple of days when I was visiting my sister in Pennsylvania. Why do I say this? It's because like when I had to be put in a situation where I had to spend a couple of days in intimate setting with my mom, someone that even though I love so much, I guess like she was triggering a lot of my inner demons, the inner moldy stuff that were still rooted deep inside of my heart, rooted deep inside of my subconscious mind. And spending time with her just like completely surfaced all of that ugly stuff inside of me, and it triggered me so much, and I felt so uncomfortable in those past couple of days. But I learned this big lesson is that it doesn't matter. When people trigger certain negative emotions in us, it has absolutely nothing to do with the other person. When we feel like it's the other person's fault, then we're giving our power away, right? So I really took full responsibility for all the negative emotions that I was feeling. I was like sitting with myself, acknowledging, like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling anger. I'm feeling blame towards my mom. And I was trying to figure out why. Like, why were those emotions coming up? I would notice, like, whenever she would have all these limiting beliefs and ideas popping up that she was saying, but I knew ultimately that was all completely a reflection of me. There were parts of myself that were still holding on to these limiting ideas and beliefs, because if it's not in me, I would have never noticed that in someone else. So I want you to like take some time and sit with yourself and notice that when your relationship with other people, do you catch yourself being triggered by certain behaviors, by certain things that other people say? And why does it trigger you? It has nothing to do with your spouse, your friends, your parents. It has everything to do with you, right? But that's really the first step, being conscious to knowing, to like feeling those negative emotions and being aware of them. If we're not aware of them, we cannot transcend them, right? So that's step number one. Step number two, I want you to just don't do it like what I did. So when I felt all those negative emotions, like I immediately felt angry even more towards myself for feeling that way. I was telling myself like I shouldn't feel this way. I should be a loving person. I should be compassionate. So like it's just like negative emotions on top of negative emotion. So instead of beating yourself down on it, when you're acknowledging those feelings inside, seeing that moldy, ugly stuff inside of you head on, instead of being mad at yourself, instead of being mad at the other person, just sit and acknowledge in compassion. Show yourself love, appreciation, gratitude that this is showing up. And negative feelings is not a bad thing. It's only bad if you say it is, right? So acknowledge it and appreciate it. Be a space of acceptance for those negative emotions that show up. That's how we create an opportunity for those emotions to dissolve inside of us. Okay, so number one, acknowledge those feelings. Number two, be a space of love and compassion and acceptance for those negative emotions. And then step number three is just surrender and release that, release those emotions. That's how we clean out the mold, the garbage inside of our heart, inside of our minds. And ever since I've been doing all that work, I noticed that I'm opening up so much more space inside of me for new ideas to come in. For it just created way more room for me to be more loving, to be more just in a mode of receiving. Okay, so this is something that I feel like all of us can do. We are all triggered by certain people, by certain situations, and really take back your control, take back your power, and stop saying like, this person makes me feel this way, this my partner is doing this and I'm feeling frustrated. It has nothing to do with the other person. Okay, take back your power and sit with yourself and really reflect on why these emotions are popping up. Like, what's in me that I'm reacting to these situations, to these people in this specific way. And then show yourself some compassion, love yourself, love those negative emotions, like really feel it. And then really ask yourself, okay, I don't want to feel this way. How do I want to feel instead? And focus on that. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys. Like, it's so important to do these kind of inner work, because we go about life and we just holding on to this garbage, holding on to these moldy stuff, and it stays in your heart. Unless you empty that out, it stays with you. And it doesn't matter how all these outside achievements that you accomplish, like it's just piling on top, putting pretty wallpaper on top of moldy stuff. It's not gonna go away. You have to do that inner work. And when you do, it just opens up so much more space in your life, in your heart, in your mind, for wonderful things to come in, $1,000,000 ideas to come in. So give that a try. Let me know what you guys think. I love spending time with you guys on Facebook Live, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you guys again next time. Bye.